Every day, 29 people in the US die in motor vehicle crashes that involve an alcohol impaired driver. This is one death every 50 minutes. This statistic was found on the CDC website and is from 2019. Now, although these facts may seem absolutely insane, they're only the truth. Drunk driving is a huge problem all around the United States, and I think it's time that we do something to help eliminate this issue. Although there are already laws in place that suspend people's licenses when they get a DUI, or even give them a little bit of jail time because of it, these laws are not doing enough. Year after year, we are seeing tremendously high numbers of deaths and accidents occurring solely because of drunk driving. So I think that it's time that we speak up and we come up with a plan to help reduce the number of deaths and accidents that are taking place because of drunk driving. The crazy thing about this issue is that it applies to literally everyone and anyone. If you have ever driven a car or even just stepped foot into a car, you have been at risk. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, in 2019, about 1.5 million people were arrested in a given year for drunk driving or driving under the influence of drugs. Now, I know it can be very easy to go about our everyday lives, just doing what we always do, driving from place to place, without really thinking about all of the risks that are in place when we do things like this. But I think that it is so crucial that we show more concern towards this issue so that we can find ways to eliminate it and to protect us and everyone around us. Mandating a breathalyzer car starter, or an IID, into every motor vehicle is an action that we can take to help protect all citizens and reduce the high number of drunk driving accidents and deaths. Today, I want to touch on a few important points. I want to look at the different effects that alcohol has on our bodies. I also want to examine the severity of this issue in our communities. And third, I want to propose a plan that is going to help to eliminate this issue and protect us all. Now, there are several ways in which alcohol affects our body, especially when it is overconsumed. According to Healthline.com in 2017, the effects of large quantities of alcohol can negatively impact several parts of our bodies. These parts include our brain, our heart, our stomach, our reproductive system, our bones, our muscles. Literally every part of us can be affected negatively by large consumption of alcohol. According to NHSA.gov, the more alcohol you consume in one sitting, the harsher effects that will occur. So now that we've looked a little bit at the different effects that alcohol has on our bodies, I want to now take a closer look at drunk driving and how bad of an issue this is in our community. According to thezebra.com in 2020, they stated that so far in 2020, 35.8% of millennials, which are people from the age of 25 to 39, admitted to driving drunk sometime in the past. This is a crazy big number, and these are just the people that were surveyed at the time. So we really don't know how many people truly do this on a regular basis. According to crashstats.nhtsa.gov, in 2018, 10,511 people were killed in alcohol-impaired driving crashes. This number is way too high, and it is time that we come up with a plan to help eliminate this issue and to help save so many lives. Now, a lot of people think that driving drunk is what you shouldn't do, but driving buzzed is a completely different thing. Even if you are buzzed, you are still not safe enough to drive. According to NHTSA.org, in 2019, there were 1,878 people killed in alcohol-related crashes where drivers had fairly low BAC levels. BAC stands for blood alcohol concentration. So these people weren't even drunk. They were probably considered buzzed or tipsy, and they still killed over 1,000 people. This just goes to show that it's better just to be safe. If you've consumed alcohol, just don't drive. It's not worth the risk. So now that I've talked about the many effects that alcohol has on our bodies, and we've looked at the severity of this issue, I now want to propose a plan that will help to make this issue so much less impactful to us and to just create safer roadways and safer lifestyles for all of us. Creating a law that would require all motor vehicles to contain a car breathalyzer, or an IID, which is an ignition interlock device, could help create safer roads and tremendously lower the death rates that are occurring because of drunk driving accidents. According to Intoxilock.com in 2020, they define this device, the IID, as a device that attaches to the starter of your car and requires you to submit a breath sample in order to start your vehicle. So basically what this device does is it works alongside your car, and it doesn't allow you to even start your car if your BAC levels are to a certain point. This would help to eliminate any drunk drivers on the road. Someone would not be able to get in their car and start it if they had a certain amount of alcohol in their system. To me, this seems like the perfect plan. I think that this would help tremendously and help to save so many lives. These lives are so precious. I mean, we're saving the people that we love and know and care about by doing something as simple as this. The devices work very easily. They only take about 3 to 5 minutes to work, so you can start your car very quickly. And they're very reasonably priced, which means that if we required all new cars to have these, or we required cars that are already owned to have these, it really wouldn't cause very many issues for people financially. It seems like the perfect plan, and I think that it is something we can do to take a step closer to completely eliminating the issue of drunk driving. Now, we've talked about so many things today: the effects that alcohol has on us, the issue of drunk driving, and something we can do to help eliminate this issue. After talking about all of this, I think it is very clear to see that drunk driving is a huge problem where we live, and now is the perfect time to do something about it, to help stop this from becoming worse or just remaining an issue in our community. Now, every time you get in the car, I want you to think about all the risks that are in place. Don't let it stress you out too much, of course, but let it concern you enough to want to take action to do something to fix this issue. We are all at risk, each and every one of us, and I think that it is so important to do as much as we can to help save the lives of not only ourselves, but everyone that we love and care about. So let's do something. Let's stop sitting around considering drunk driving to be just a normal thing. Let's look at this as a huge issue, because that's exactly what it is. Let's take a stand and do something to help save the lives of all of us and create safer roadways for the future.